Hey fellow beaters, it's JP and I am back with another tutorial for you. So if you remember this is my double tri-stitch bracelet. I uploaded this tutorial, I think it was last week, and I decided to make a pair of matching earrings to go with it. So I will have the link to this tutorial if you have not seen it in the description box, so please check there for the link. Otherwise, it's called the double tri-stitch bracelet is the name of the video and the bracelet. Anyway, so what I teach you to do in this tutorial is to do the tri-stitch and also to how to do it in multiple rows. In this video today, I'm actually going to teach you circular tri-stitch. So I will show you how to make a circular item using that stitch. And you don't need a lot of beads. All you're going to need are some 11-ohs. So I am using my go-to duracoat galvanized yellow gold Miyukis. I really love these beads. I also love the galvanized silver too. So I'm sure if you've been watching my videos, you see me using them all the time. And then I'm also using 4mm pearls. You're going to need a total of 24 to make the pair of earrings. You can use any other 4mm bead that you've got. So you do not need to use pearls. You can use fire polish or bicones or just any other round bead. Faceted rounds would be really pretty because I bet they would sparkle really nicely. So whatever you've got, dig it out, use it, and make some beads. This is great to use up, if you just got a small number of beads left over, like 24 beads, then this is a good way to use up those beads. And these will make such a pretty set as a gift. So if you're thinking about the upcoming upcoming holidays is what I was trying to say. It came out as holiday and Halloween all together. I somehow mashed the words. Anyway, sorry about that. If you're thinking about holiday gifts, then this is a good set to put together. Pearls are always great, and they're so classy and go with almost everything. Anyway, I will stop talking. Oh, the last thing I forgot to mention is the thread you want to get. I'm using, if I can reach it, 6-pound firelane in the crystal color. So I'd say start with about maybe 18 inches or so, and that should be plenty of thread to make one earring, and then just get some more and make the second one. So anyway, let's get started. I'm going to stop talking. Okay, so to start the earring, what you're going to do is pick up 3 of the 4mm pearls and 3 11-ohs, and you want to pick them up in alternating order. And then we're just going to go back through all of the beads and form a ring. So, just like that. And then you're going to tie a knot. So what you're going to do is, you can see the 2 threads are right there. They're about to join. So go ahead and tie just a square knot. And this is what you get. You get this cute little ring. So just go through the pearl. And I'm just gonna, this should help pull the knot into the pearl. So, and then I'm just gonna go forward one more. 11 and the pearl. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is pick up an 11, a pearl, an 11, a pearl, and an 11. So you want 3 11s and 2 pearls, and you're just going to go back around the pearl, just like this. And this is what you should get. So now you are going to continue until you get to this pearl here. So I'm going through the 11, and next the pearl, and I'm just gonna go through the 11 and this last pearl. That's where I want to be. And once again, I'm going to pick up an 11, a pearl, an 11, a pearl, and an 11. So we're repeating exactly what we just did. And again, I'm going to go back around the same pearl. So back through the same exact pearl that the thread is exiting. And then for this one, because we are going clockwise, I only have to go over the 11 and the pearl to get to this pearl here. So before it was counterclockwise, so it'll be alternating depending on the direction you're going. So okay, so now I'm still picking up the same set of beads. 11, pearl, 11, pearl, and an 11. And I'm going back through just the pearl again. So, and as you can see, now I'm going counterclockwise, and I want to get to the pearl that is facing the center. That's essentially what you're doing, is you want to get to the pearl that is going to be towards the middle. So in this case, it's this pearl, and so you're going to go through 4 beads. You're going to go through the next 11 and pearl, and you're going to do it again, 11 and pearl. And again, pick up an 11, a pearl, and an 11, pearl, and an 11. Go back through the pearl. And as you can see, there we are. So again, now we're going clockwise, so I only need to get to the center pearl, so all I gotta do is get over here. So there's our piece. We're almost done. Okay, so what you do next is connect the 2 sections together. So, or the 2 ends, basically. So this pearl here gets connected with this, and in order to do that, you just pick up an 11, a pearl, if I can actually get my needle through one of the openings, there we go, and an 11. So this is all you're picking up, and what you're going to do is go into the pearl here, just like so. And we're almost done. One more thing, you got to add the third 11. So each unit has 3 11, so we're going to add that third 11. And just go back through the pearl here. And there's our piece. So now go back around the beads, and you want to come back out of this 11 here. So I'm not coming out of this pearl, I'm just going to go into the next 11 and pearl. I want to tighten everything up, then I'm going to go through the next 11 and pearl. And now I'm going to come out of the 11, and I'm actually going to connect all the 11s here in the center together. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this one and the one right next to it. And then I'm going to go through the next 2. So there's a total of 6 of these little 11s in the center. And that's what you should have. And the next 2. And this next one will put me right back to where we started. So I'm actually just going to go forward in the next 2. And if you tug that close, you get this nice circle of seed beads, and I just think that helps it make it look a little nicer, and also makes it a little bit more, it's a little bit stronger. Okay, so now pay attention to where you're exiting. So here's the 11 that you're exiting, so you want to go into this purl right next to it, just like so, because you want to make sure you're still following the thread path and you're not deviating from that, otherwise the beads won't sit nice and neatly. And then continue through the 11 and the next purl, and then just go through this next 11. Alright, so now I'm actually going to add an 11 between each of these seed beads. And so I'm just going to pick up one 11, go through the 11 and the purl, and one more 11. And then again, pick up an 11, and an 11. Oh, let me just turn this over so it's a little easier for me to work this direction. Okay, so 11 purl, and go into the next 11, and again pick up an 11 and 11 purl, go through the 11 and get in place to add another 11 in between. So pick up an 11 and just go through. Okay, we're almost all the way around, just got to do it a couple more times. So one more. And then 11, and go through the 11 and the purl. Okay, we gotta go through one more. So go through that 11, and then we're gonna add this next one. One last 11 to put in between. So okay, so there you have it, and it may not lay flat at first. It may seem a little tight, and if you're using Toho's instead of Miyuki, then you may want to use 15s in between. But eventually this will even itself out. It'll sort of, these 11s in the center will start to pop up. So as you can see, this one also has a little bit of a curl, but it's starting to flatten out. So it just, they're gonna shift and adjust, and it will flatten out, don't worry. Actually, I guess it's sitting up a little bit just because of the ear wire, but this first piece did have a little bit of the curl to it, but it flattened out. Okay, so I'm coming out of this purl, and all I want to do is now I'm back to where I started. So I'm going to want to go through the next two 11s, and we're going to make the ear wire. So we're going to make my traditional diamond ear wire piece. So go back, pick up 4 11s, and go back through just the 11 in the center. I'm just flipping the work just because it's a little more comfortable. And then go into the first 11. Then pick up an 11 and go into the next one. Pick up an 11 and go into this next one. And one more time, pick up an 11 and go into the next two. And now we are going to reinforce. And so I'm just going through the beads 2 at a time. So there we are, and then you just want to tie some half-inch knots. So, and one of the things I'll do is just kind of tug these 11-O's up a little bit, the ones in the center, and that should help flatten this piece out. So just go through the next several beads. I'm going to tie a 1/2 inch knot here between the 11 and the pearl there. So you want to go to make a 1/2 inch knot if you're a beginner. So you go between the 2 threads. I'm actually taking my needle underneath in the opening here, there between the beads. I'm not actually going through a bead. So, and then you create a loop around the thread. Make sure you can see my loop. And then what you do is you go through the loop, and that creates a knot right around. And the knot is actually sitting between the 2 beads now. Then just go through the pearl, and generally what you want to do is go into the beads that has the bigger hole, and that helps pull the knot and hide it inside the larger bead. So I'm going to do another one here between, again, the 11 and the pearl. So there's my loop. It's still kind of big. I usually shrink it down a little bit. There it is, shrunk down. And then I'm going to go through the loop and then pop, make the knot, and then just pop it inside the pearl. And one last one. There's my loop. Okay, so once you've made them, I usually do 3 knots. Typically, if you watch my videos, you'll see I do 2 or 3. And now I'm just going to weave the thread away a little bit so the thread is right, the end of the thread is not right next to the knot. And go ahead and trim the ends. Okay, had my ear wire. Oh, there it is. And there's my ear wire, and I'm actually just going to put it through. So you may need jump rings or you may not, depending on the type of ear wire you're using. I happen to just be using I think this is called a French hook. So it just goes inside the little diamond pattern, fits right in. So there's my 3 beads, my 2 earrings. And there you have it. So really quick and easy. And you can do this with other bead types too. So you don't necessarily have to use rounds or pearls or anything like that. You can do this with some bicones or fire polish, and you can use smaller ones so they'll come out a little bit smaller if you use a 3mm bead and so forth. So as long as you're consistent with the size, this should work with any of them. Well, if you like this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't, and also turn on those notifications so you know that I've got a new video up. Right now I'm uploading videos on Monday. I'm doing live YouTube tutorials on Tuesday evenings, and I'm also uploading on Friday. So there should be at least 3 tutorials a week. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good night. Bye.